Michael Dean, welcome. Michael, to you first. How does water fit into the food systems discussion?
From where we stand at the World Food Programme, water is critical to a successful food system. Unfortunately, it's one of the elements that is often overlooked. Now, we've just come through the worst drought in the Horn of Africa in the last 5 years. We've now pivoted to the worst floods in 100 years. It's all about water. We simply cannot have food security without water security.
Is this a cross-sector issue? Everyone should be making this a priority?
You cannot live without water. So for my mind, whether it is public sector, private sector, governments, certainly communities, we need to look to see how we can come together and have a more integrated, coordinated water approach.
We hear a lot about translating ambition into action. What does that look like when it comes to water?
Yeah, I think this has been part of the challenge, right? We tend to admire the water problem a little bit, right? And whether it's too much, too dirty, or too little, I think we need to start shifting into solutions mode when it comes to water. And a great way to do that is moving from a risk-based mindset to a resilient-based mindset and start to really placing a strategic lens when it comes to water.
Solutions, for example?
So the tech space is really untapped when it comes to water, right? So looking at how we can improve irrigation practices through micro-irrigation is a great example where tech can be deployed. How to address infrastructure maintenance issues. So there's lots of room to actually play in the tech space when it comes to water.
If I may, the key is that we have interventions through a coordinated manner, because ultimately we want to work towards a solution. But we can't simply have lots of isolated interventions. They need to be coordinated, they need to come together, and only then will we be able to have the long-term impact that is essential.
And I think, Georgie, that's a great point, because water is the ultimate shared resource, right? And you cannot solve this problem as any one individual entity or sector, so there has to be this cross-sector collaboration when it comes to dealing with solutions.
Michael, what does that look like? What's best practice, do you think?
Dean's the expert on these things, but from my mind, it really is ensuring that everyone first and foremost values the water. Whether there's too little or too much, there's a value put on that water, and everyone will be able to quantify that value according to their own particular needs. The World Food Programme, we're very interested in ensuring that for agriculture, livelihoods, pastoralism, in the areas that we are operating, there is a constant supply and availability. Without that, we're going to see, populations displaced. We're going to see livestock perish. We're going to see crops fail. And that's going to contribute to increased food insecurity. So for the water piece of the puzzle is essential.
You're the expert, Dean.
So yeah, he says I'm the expert, but he nails it on the first go, right? But I think that's a key issue, right? It's value, and maybe to go a little bit deeper, at some point we're going to have the conversation about, have we priced water correctly around the world? It's a scarce resource. Climate change is going to make that worse. So have we got the price right? And the short answer to that is actually no, we haven't, right? And that's something we're really going to need to think about if we're going to build a water secure world.
The other piece, of course, is the governance. Who is going to take responsibility for both the pricing and the proper use of the water? So only once we work through these range of issues will we have a better sense of the value and how and who should be using it to what extent.
A lot of challenges. I hate leaving on a negative. So have we got any positives coming out of this, Dean, working together?
Well, absolutely. And I think one of the things we try to do with our clients is to really place the strategic lens on it and start to say, look, it cannot be everything everywhere all at once when it comes to water. What do we need to focus on to move that needle? And that's a great starting point, regardless of what sector you're in, right? What can you do to actually move the needle? And we do believe it's possible. So.
Great. Dean, Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.